What is up guys, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I am taking you to explore Gal Oya. The Gal Oya National Park is located on the southeast of the island and is a valley surrounded by lush greenery as far as the eye can see. For this vlog, we partnered up with the newly built Gal Oya Wild Glamping by Theme Resorts to show you this beautiful part of the island. Wild Glamping Gal Oya is a rather unique concept that we've experienced during our travels in Sri Lanka. The only resemblance to glamping is in the tent-like structure in which each individual room is built around. Besides that, the amenities that you find are similar to what you would find in any resort or star-class hotel, and even better was that majority of it was sustainable and upcycled amenities which have been used to build these luxurious tents. This property was everything we love about Sri Lanka, combining the rustic charm of our island along with the spectacular wildlife and environment that it is known for. Hey guys, so we have just checked into our rooms and it is time for lunch. I'm very excited for that because I am so hungry, but also I'm still taking in how beautiful the surrounding area is. It's covered in paddy fields and forest, and there's nobody around for miles, just us. Right after lunch, our first activity of the day is going to be a jungle walk. So we get to explore a little bit of the surrounding area, and there is a bathing spot apparently. Very excited. Let's go have lunch and get this trip started. If you'd like to enjoy an exclusive discount when booking your stay at this property, make sure you head on over to our website for a limited time offer with Theme Resorts. Hey guys, so we are now being taken to the waterfall here. Actually, interesting fact is that right opposite here is the Veddah center of this area. So we are going to check that out later, and I'm very keen to find out more information about the tribe that lives in this area as opposed to the one we explored in Mahiyangane, which is actually very famous and well known. If you haven't already seen our vlog on that, we have 2 vlogs on Mahiyangane exploring a beautiful destination and of course the Veddah community in that area. Make sure you check it out. So Gune is very kindly climbing up this tree to get us some wild nelly that's growing right here. It's interesting for me because he's barefoot completely and he's walking all over here through these thorns and all, and he seems very at home and natural, which is something I aspire to be, but definitely not there yet. So guys, this is a fruit that grows here called nelly. It's what it's called in Sinhala. It's something I used to have a lot as a kid, up until I would have a stomach ache. Bitter and sweet at the same time. So guys, we're about to do a ritual that they all do before going into this area of the jungle. Gunabandelato actually told us to do this. So this is actually very similar to what we are asked to do before entering Block 2 in Yala as well. So we can start to see, yes, so we can start to see some connections and similarities between different parts of the island and the communities, actually between the Veddah communities as well as the people right now who are living in Yala. This goes to show that we are actually connected in more ways than you can actually think.
Danigala paramparaවේ සූපර ගෝලියට මේ කතා දාන්නේ තමුන් වහන්සලාගේ අතේ වැටිලි පයේ වැටිලි මේ උදු නැල්ලත් හුදු හුරුලැත්තන්ට ගයිත් හුරුලැත්තන්ට මං ගච්ඡොත් බිමිතෙන් මං ගච්ඡොත් මේ ඇත්තන්නේ පරම්පරා පොජ්ජ මත් පොජ්ජත බන්දෝ වෙනවා අහම කච්චක් වුණා.
So the prayer that he made just now is a prayer to the ancestors of the Veddah people, their mothers, fathers, grandmothers, to give them protection and move out any venomous snakes and elephants and any other troubles that might be in the path so that they can go and come back safely. And it is also a prayer to the god that they worship, Kalubandara, which is very interesting because I didn't know that they had a specific god that they worship, but I also think that it could be a name for a similar god that people nowadays worship as well. But that's just my opinion. Alright, so we are here at the destination. This is a tiny little waterfall. There's much more of it further up here. And the interesting thing that we were told is that all around this area are medicinal plants that the Veddah tribes have been using for generations. And he also said that this water washes through all these plants and comes down. So there's a lot of medicinal benefits that's probably in this water, and it's very good for your skin. It took us about maybe half an hour to get here. It's about a 1 kilometer hike. When I say hike, it's basically a flat road that you're walking on with a few slight hills. It's very possible for people of all fitness types. Just take a little bit of extra time and come. It's so beautiful, and it's very interesting for me to know that this is the environment that the Veddah tribes used to live in. And further up this hill, there are numerous caves that they still go and visit in and camp overnight, sometimes to hunt and gather like they used to back in the day. So our hike was super insightful. We learned a lot from Gune and our guide Madhava. I definitely recommend it for you guys as well. The waterfall is kind of a small stream maybe, but totally worth maybe grabbing your lunch and going and having there. We're back now and enjoying this amazing saltwater pool. Something interesting and insightful that I learned on this trip is that the community here of Veddahs in Gal Oya, unfortunately, the younger generation do not wish to partake in their culture of hunting, gathering and living the way their ancestors did. Gune's generation will be the last generation of people that live like this. The younger generation has come and become a part and integrated to the normal society here, and they have no wishes to live like their parents. And while I understand this, I do feel a deep sadness about this. I feel like there is more that we could do to help these communities. Unlike in Dambana, where there is a leader of the tribe and his son will eventually become the leader, they lead this lifestyle because they have a lot of support and funding that helps them to just live this lifestyle and preserve it. And that same attention is not given to this community here, even though they claim that the initial start of all the Veddah communities, even in Dambana, began here in Gal Oya and then broke off into different parts of the island. So this is a bit of a sad note for me in this vlog, but I really hope that there is something that we can do to encourage the younger generation while being assimilated into normal society to also preserve their amazing culture, which is so historic and such a huge part of our country. Good morning guys, so it is our second day with Theme Resorts. They've brought us out here 60 kilometers away from Gal Oya to Ampara because there is an attraction here that we wanted to check out, the RAJAGALA Monastery. So let's go in and find out more. So we have made it up guys, and that was a pretty intense hike, I have to say. It's a little challenging but doable if you take your time. It took us almost 1 hour to come to the top, but I must say the reward for coming up here is extremely well worth it. It is beautiful. This is a 1,025-acre monastery. The most important thing is that there is an inscription from Mihindu Samudra, also known as the person who brought down Buddhism to Sri Lanka. So that is a very, very important fact about this monastery. So this is one of the parts of the monastery where they used to collect water from, and very, very unique to this place is the fact that there is a stream of water running down, and the head where the water splits and separates into these two large pots from is carved into the shape of a dragon. I would say culturally similar to the ones that you see in China, which is very interesting. Perhaps we can assume that there were monks who used to come and share their knowledge, give things to each other like they do now. But this is something that's very unique that I have only seen in this monastery. It dates back to 100 BC, which changes history a little bit in my opinion, because I thought Rittikala was the oldest monastery till then. Also has some very, very, very interesting things to see all around this area. There are about 125 caves. There are about 500 statues that have been discovered, 600 statues that have been discovered, and 50 that have been conserved. There's a lot of history here, lots to look at. There are so many ponds. This is actually a lake as well, right up here in this rock, which is very hard for me to imagine how that is possible. So now we are at one of the 125 caves within this monastery. And some of these caves actually have not even been discovered and excavated yet. And the very cool thing about it is that these caves have been engineered by the monks back in the day to actually take warm air from the outside and cool it, so that within the cave, which used to be their dwelling as well as their meditation place, it would be very cool for them to reside in these places. This place has only been recently discovered. It started being excavated only in 2012. So the reason why it was hidden for so long is the fact that it was at a very close proximity to the war at the time, and so it was an unsafe region for people to travel to. But in 2012 they began excavating it, and the University of Sri Jayawardenepura and the archaeological department have been very closely monitoring and doing this process. They've done a fantastic job, and I'm so excited to see this place coming up. There's even more to be discovered that they have not even touched yet. You should definitely check it out if you're anywhere in the East Coast, Ampara, Gal Oya region. It is totally worth checking out. It has been a phenomenal experience. After a delicious lunch at a local's home at the entrance of the monastery, we headed back to Gal Oya to visit the Senanayake Samudraya, Sri Lanka's largest man-made reservoir. The Senanayake Samudraya was completed in 1951 by damming the Gal Oya river at Danigala. The reservoir irrigates a large area of land for agriculture on the east coast and is home to a wide variety of flora and fauna. The most noteworthy of them all are the herd of elephants, which can be seen throughout the year on the banks and on the islands of the reservoirs. We are at one of the numerous islands here on the Senanayake Samudraya. Behind me, this island is special. It's called Bird Island. As you can see, there are tons of birds, as well as a guest appearance from the majestic elephants that also call this place home. The main type of bird that's found here in this group of birds is actually called the black-headed ibis. But there's also grey herring and egret and many other birds as well. So the really unique thing about doing a boat visit to Senanayake Samudraya is that you get this amazingly rare and unique opportunity to visit these elephants who actually get here by swimming. You will have a chance of catching them while they're on their way from one island to the other, swimming with just their trunks out. It's a beautiful sight, and it's very, very unique only to this place. This is the only place in Sri Lanka that this happens in, that you can see this in. No other safari will give you this opportunity. Well, this is something I have never done before, and it is a superb experience, I must say. Not only do you get the very rare and unique opportunity of going on a safari on these waters and getting the chance to see these elephants swim, but with theme resorts and Gal Oya while glamping, they can actually arrange something like this for you where you can have an amazing little picnic while being a safe distance away from the elephants and observing them in their natural habitat. No sounds of engines or anything in the background, just nature and a beautiful sunset to enjoy. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna get started. Good morning guys, it is another day and another hike out here in Gal Oya. We are climbing up Monkey Mountain, but in Sinhala it is called Sheneller. So yesterday we came back, we were super tired after our hike, crashed immediately after dinner. Quick note, it is super cold here at night, even though Gal Oya is in a dry zone. So I recommend that you pack a couple of sweaters just to keep yourself warm at night because we were freezing. So yeah, that's it for the update. Let's go up and see what Monkey Mountain has to offer for us. Yeah. So we finally made it up here guys, and it is definitely a bit of an intense hike, I would say. More intense than the one we did yesterday to RAJAGALA. Yeah, I definitely had to take multiple breaks. It took us in total about 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours I guess, with all the breaks and stuff. But the view up here is literally nothing like I've ever seen before. It's just fantastic, nice and cool up here. It's not too hot, so it's definitely better to do this in the morning, I would recommend, or in the evening. But in the evening you run the risk if you get tired of doing this hike down in the night, which would be pretty dangerous. So I would definitely recommend morning, maybe even try to catch a little bit of sunrise. I am wearing my shoes today, and I am wearing my socks up like this because there are a lot of things that scratch your feet as you come up, so it might not look the coolest, but you'll be thankful for it for sure. So we are now at the RAJAGALA Veddah Heritage Center. This area has been made for the community by the tourism board, and it's a brilliant idea because this culture needs to be preserved, as well as a center like this allows for us to come and learn, as well as an opportunity for foreigners to come and learn about it as well. So the original location of the Veddahs that are now based in Gal Oya is in Danigala. That area was flooded because of the building of the Senanayake Samudraya now. And so they had to move, and the location that they chose to move was this area, and specifically this spot and this cave that you see right behind me. So once you go inside, you can actually see areas that are dedicated to the children, the women's quarters, as well as the men's and the chieftains' quarters. There are still soot marks on the walls from where they used to cook. This is very interesting to me, and I can understand why that this center was built exactly here, because not only is it showcasing the culture, but we have a relic from the past. So this is the largest part of the cave, and this is where the chieftains stayed and also the men of the tribe. This is where they would all sleep. This is where they would cure their meats. The meats and the honey are the things that they used to trade with the other people in this area before they started doing services in exchange for money. So trade was a big part of their livelihood back then once they moved here. So this is an example of the kind of setup that they have for one of their very special dances. It's called the Kiri Koraha. And the reason why they perform this dance is to ask for blessings from their ancestors, which they worship a lot, before they go on a hunt. So they believe that if they do this dance, they will find lots of game and lots of honey and other things that will be useful for them for their daily life. So they do this dance, ask for blessings, and when they go out and when they catch their game and their honey and whatever else that they find, they come back here and they make an offering to this same place, to their ancestors. If you would like to see what the dance looks like and how it actually happens, we witnessed this dance. They did a performance for us when we were in Mahiyangane, so if you want to check it out, you can check out that vlog as well. It is a very, very interesting and unique experience. This is the single most refreshing thing that has ever happened to me in a long time. After that really intense hike, a lot of sweating, you know, a lot of struggling in that heat up in the mountain as well. This is just, it's heaven, to be honest. The water is ice cold, super clean, and it's just right when you sit in a cool spot. Well, I mean, when you sit in the sun and the water is cold. There's tiny little fish here that come and give you a little fish spa. You can feed them with some bread, and the best part is that this river runs right behind the hotel. Like, it's literally right there. We walked less than 500 meters to this spot. What an amazing thing to have at the back of your hotel. I would come here just to chill out here. And they've also got like a really nice little pad that they're fixing up for yoga and special romantic dinners. But yes, so freaking good. Good morning guys, it is another beautiful morning out here in Gal Oya, and I'm here on top of one of the many palak here at Wild Glamping Gal Oya, because this is actually what they used to use back in the day and even now to stay awake at night and guard the crops from elephants and other animals. And it is a beautiful, beautiful sunrise. We've got the sun peeping out from behind the mountain and lots of rays on all the plants out here on this farm. Speaking of this farm, it is one of the most unique things about this property, because out of 30 acres, 25 acres have been dedicated to organic farming. That is absolutely amazing. I love that, and a lot of this harvest is actually used for the hotel. So when you come and stay here, you can be assured that every single dish that you have is organic, and they actually know what they will need to grow depending on demand, and so they plan on growing even more things here for themselves, such as delum, which is pomegranate, and other fruits and vegetables as well. I really love that. And also back there they have the cattle farm, which actually they use the dung from the cattle to use as natural fertilizer. So they've got a beautiful ecosystem going on here, and I really commend them for that. That's it for this one, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Make sure you check out the rest of our videos on Sri Lanka. We've got a ton of them. Thank you so much to Theme Resorts and Wild Glamping Gal Oya for this amazing experience. And don't forget to check out our BTS vlog, which is going to be on Shehan's channel. And give him a subscribe and support him as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Yeah.
Yo, it is Thaya. I know it's been a really long time and there's a lot to fill you guys in, but we're trying something new. We've got Stefan here working with us now at resort, and he's shooting some BTS vlogs for us. And we are out at Wild Glamping in Gal Oya today, and we're going to take you guys through the BTS of our vlogs.
Let's go.
She's already
in there.
Let's see how this goes. If you guys enjoy this, make sure you drop a comment down below. Let us know what else you'd like to see. This is sort of going to be like a second complimentary channel to Chanel's main channel. And of course, I'll still continue to do my stuff as well. But we thought we'd try this and let you guys in on a more in-depth sort of experience of what actually goes behind these vlogs and how much work goes behind it. It's Stefan's first time working with us, so let's see how he puts this all together.